Fractured is a new Netflix original film that stars Sam Worthington. After his wife and injured daughter disappear from the emergency room, a man becomes convinced the hospital is hiding something. Right off the bat, Fractured hooked me. I was so interested in watching where this movie was going to go. Fractured had a really simple score in the beginning of the movie that felt very eerie and that something was off. So right away, Fractured set this tone that this was going to be a really intriguing mystery, and you had to pay attention to every minute in the movie and watch it unfold right in front of you. Fractured was a movie that I could not wait for it to get to the end. Not because it was a bad film. I wanted to know what was going to happen. This movie centers around a father who believes that this hospital has kidnapped his daughter and wife. And so he's trying to convince people that they are in the hospital and no one believes him. People in the hospital tried to convince him that he came alone and no one was with him. So throughout the movie, you're wondering who to believe. Do you believe the hospital who thinks that this man came alone and he's making it all up? Or do you believe the man who thinks that the hospital has kidnapped his wife and daughter? So throughout the whole movie, I'm thinking, who is the bad person? Who do I believe? Because the film does a good job of trying to make you believe that the father is right. And the movie also does a good job of making you believe that the hospital is right. And they play that up very well to the very last few minutes of the movie where there is a twist in the movie. And so I was interested in this movie completely throughout. I wanted to watch it. I was hooked. I was so interested in what was going to happen. And Sam Worthington gives a really good performance in here, a distraught father who is looking for his wife and daughter. He's very concerned. He's trying to convince everybody of what is happening. He's frantic and people are afraid of him. They're trying to get him out of the hospital. So you're wondering, is he insane or is he just a really protective father and husband? So that movie definitely does a good job of trying to convince you of both sides and then try to mess with you a little bit throughout the movie. This is such an intense thriller. It starts right away from the beginning as they're driving on the road and just listening to music. You can tell that something is off and this is going to be a thriller throughout. And as they get to the hospital, you can tell certain things just don't match up and certain things are wrong. And that score and Sam Worthington's acting and just makes this thriller very interesting. I was so impressed with Fractured. I really did enjoy it. Unfortunately, though, this would be a one-time watch because the movie is such a big mystery. And that's the fun part in watching this movie is what's going to happen at the end. And since you already know, it's not going to have that same impact that the first time watching it had for me. I don't think I will ever watch Fractured again, but I'm happy with the first time I did watch it. I was absolutely glued to the screen while watching this movie. I wanted to do nothing else. Sometimes when I watch Netflix movies, I'm getting on the computer, editing videos or making thumbnails for things. I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to watch Fractured. I wanted to know what was going to happen. I was glued to the screen. This was such an intense thriller that always seemed like it was getting closer and closer and closer to the reveal, but also adding something new. And just, you're left wondering, who is the bad person? Is Sam Worthington crazy, or is this hospital actually kidnapping people and being very secretive? And I don't want to spoil anything for people, but the ending did surprise me, and I think it is a worthy ending. It's not exactly what I thought was going to happen, but it was good. I'm going to go ahead and give Fractured an A-. Thank you guys for checking my review for Fractured, the new Netflix Originals film. Stay tuned for more 13 Days of Halloween videos just like this. My name is JustinWatchesMovies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.